Tiger Woods and Arnold Schwarzenegger getting back with their exes?
What? Plus, how to get your ex back.
And live love advice on today's episode of
The Game Over Show.
Welcome to the Game Over Show. I'm Charles J. Orlando.
And I'm Lisa Stedman, and we are back from Vegas.
And I'm drinking coffee to sober up. If you didn't see...
Right?
Oh my God, if you didn't see the drinking show last week on Thursday...
Drunk.
It was really, really funny.
It was awesome. Please check out what was coherent. I was coherent most of the show. This one, not so much.
Why does it smell like tequila?
He's still drunk. No, you...
No, I'm not! Shut up!
Anyway, so moving on, I just want to say that we're going to leave what happened in Vegas, and shall we move on to what's hot?
The off-the-air commentary as we go to like graphics and sponsor messages.
It's the love.
It's
love all around.
We do have a lot of new viewers today, though. That's part of what's hot. So we have a number of viewers that are joining us over the pond, right? So if you're watching in the UK, it's 10 p.m. We appreciate you taking the time to be awake.
Good evening. Thank you for being here and staying up and maybe going to bed with us. Ooh. That's sexy. And
in Australia, it's tomorrow. So
Good morning.
And we have coffee too. But that's not what's totally hot, even though we love you and you guys are what's hot.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. We really appreciate it. We got a lot of what's hot.
We do have what's hot, and it's in the theme of today's show, right? How to get your ex back. So, Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods, what are you... Well, first of all, what is his ex-wife thinking, Elin?
Yeah, so let's talk through this.
Set the scene.
So, the news on this is that Tiger is reportedly trying to woo his ex-wife back.
Game over.
Yeah, 2 years ago... 2.5 years ago, actually, at
a while
Thanksgiving.
Back, the man whore was revealed.
No stripper was safe. Ever.
No lady parts were safe. I mean, really, if you were in any vicinity of a casino...
I'd like to point out that I did not sleep with Tiger Woods.
That just only makes one of us.
I can't, well, right, because Fiona, I know. Anyway, so, but...
Producer Fiona, you slept with him too?
Oop. See?
Oh, secrets are spilling.
Well, so earlier this week, the National Enquirer, which is a really reputable source of information, but they have to have some source to go off of. Typically, reported that he is trying to get her back.
Not only is he trying to get her back, but he's offering her a big fat payday to come back.
Well, she's demanding part of it. He offered her a $200 million prenup, which she is now reportedly considering.
She already has the big fat house. She already has the big fat rock. She already has all that stuff from the last time she got a big prenup.
But now, but that's only part of it. Reportedly and allegedly, $350 million on top of the $200 million prenup. She wants a $350 million no cheating clause added to the prenup.
I consider this just the biggest win-win ever. Because if he doesn't cheat, you get a stable, secure, faithful husband, right? And if he does cheat, you get $350 million for doing nothing.
So what are you saying? You would sign the agreement and then throw random strippers at him just to see what happens?
No, I would not go back.
Look at here, Tiger.
Elin, I would not go back. You got enough money. I'm sure you're set for life from the first time you were married to him and he did all that cheating. Why do you need another $350 million?
To buy more golf clubs to put through his goddamn window.
Well, if you go back, you're going to be in a whole lot of that because men of that caliber do not change.
Well, that's tomorrow's show.
Speaking of
what about Arnold?
Men who do not change, Arnold Schwarzenegger
is back.
In the movies, boo. He was back in California, and now he's back in the movies. I say game over.
That was so LA. Boo.
So for our international audience, apparently that's very an LA thing to do. Try it where you are and see the response. Hello, you can't even drink coffee well.
Told you.
So Arnold is telling a German newspaper that he's hoping for a reconciliation with Maria.
Right.
I'm calling game over on all that shit.
Well, it's not like he just banged a whole bunch of strippers, like 17 of them, like Tiger.
He probably did that, but he had a whole other family.
Well, that's a whole different thing, right?
Right? Love child. That looked just like him, and he denied it for years, and then finally Okay, so what's this like coming... Okay, we're not even going to Lance Armstrong coming clean after all this time in denial. Men, get your stories straight and stick to them. Seriously.
And it's not a love child. It's a we rolled in the hay once or twice or 3 times.
No, come on. They rolled in the hay more than that. I thought it was an ongoing relationship.
I just feel sorry for the child. Caught in between 2 families. Like, what are you thinking?
And you look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god. Woo! Well, we should definitely move on after that.
I typically cross this invisible line of appropriateness, and I just never know when it's going to happen.
I appreciate it. I just don't want to get killed, right? So, but this
is
plays...
Arnold going to come find me? Will you be back?
We are here in California. We're going to move on now to... This goes right with He Said, She Said.
To really get your ex back.
And there's a lot of people who have written in for this show, right? They're pining over their ex.
I've heard from a lot of people. I mean, I've written 3 books about breakups, so I've heard from a lot of people over the years about how do I get him back? How do I get him back? Because I'm always talking about moving on. So shall we do a little bit of a disclaimer?
We should definitely do a disclaimer.
He's drinking again.
We should definitely do a disclaimer.
I drive men to drink.
God,
My ex-boyfriend was an alcoholic.
Poor Lewis.
Oh, he doesn't drink. He drinks... I'm not going to go there. Oh, just censored myself.
Check, please.
That one.
Check, please.
Moving on. Okay.
So, disclaimer.
Disclaimer. Oh, you want me to do the disclaimer?
Yeah, I'm not getting paid for this.
Here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have done what we are calling a bait and switch.
Yeah, everybody who's here looking to figure out how to get your ex back, we're going to sit here and talk about why you want them back in the first place.
And why it's a game over.
This is why. This is straight, smart love advice. Yeah. So, yeah. So let's talk a little bit about... We've got the disclaimer. It's a bait and switch.
Yeah. But here's the deal. We want to talk to you in practical and street smart ways about why you're thinking about getting your ex back so you can understand what's really going on up here.
Right. And when we say get your ex back, we mean like back in a relationship, not revenge.
No.
Just
whole other show.
Yeah. Which, Lisa can probably write volumes on. So.
It's true.
Yep. So.
Not that I've done it. I just have written about it.
Most common reason?
Well, not necessarily most common, but one of the most common that I hear anyway is I want to get my ex back because the story of us I can't let go of.
Right.
So it's we were going to get married, we were going to have babies, we were going to live happily ever after, we were going to retire to France, whatever the story was. It's the story, hence, and I did say hence, you've got your ex on a pedestal. You've got them. You've got yourself thinking that story goes away because he's no longer in your life, and your ex is going to go on to have that amazing life with someone else, and you're not going to get it, period.
Well, you just hit on a really important point, right?
I did?
You did. Well, yeah.
Awesome.
So I agree with everything you just said, definitely.
Thank you,
but
sir.
It's also that they've moved on, and they're with somebody else, and this is like, especially in the case of men, like this is like the male cat syndrome, where I peed on it once, and now it's mine, and nobody else is allowed to have it.
Ew, golden showers. Oh.
See, But so is it that they just can't stand letting them move on and be happy elsewhere?
But so this first scenario, I'm not even saying they have moved on. It's the fear that they're going to move on first and have that happily ever after with somebody else. So it's not even real. This is all up here in our heads. This is the fantasy of our life happening with him and somebody or her and somebody else, not us, and we don't even want to see that happen. So we're going to cut that and get right back with them so we can have it again.
But the dynamics haven't shifted, right?
No, they haven't.
And that's
nothing's changed.
Yeah, I mean, dynamics usually stay pretty consistent unless things have...
Thank you, producer Fiona.
Unless things have changed, we just got our 10-minute warning, right?
I just appreciate how large the gesture was because you're behind a new camera, so thank you.
But it's really about when those dynamics don't necessarily shift.
What are we talking about, Charles?
We're talking about dynamics shifting and wanting to get back with an ex.
Dynamics being the relationship between the two people.
Yes.
And what didn't work and how it's probably not going to change.
Well, it doesn't change unless both people end up going and changing as individuals, and then they can bring those different changed individuals back together.
And can I say, I'm not a fan of getting back with your ex, but that's the scenario to do it in. When you both have gone and done your work, really taken a look at what didn't work, and you've come back together and you said, we're both equally committed to changing the dynamic.
Totally. Well, I mean, if people don't think that old dynamics play a part in present day, all you have to do is go home for the holidays and stay there for longer than 3 days.
Instantly 16 and pissed off.
Right. I mean, it just doesn't undo.
Maybe that's just me. Fiona,
no,
is that for you too?
That's everybody with their folks.
Oh,
right?
Fiona is 16.
Careful, Tiger Woods is calling. So,
and Arnold. Ooh.
Ew. Ew.
What a nasty threesome.
See, but it does. So, but that usually doesn't work, right? So, just back to our original point. Unless you have both people go do separate work and come back, it won't work if you're just trying to put it back together like random haphazard.
Right.
It doesn't work that way. One of the things that married couples look at when they look back at trying to put things back together, or they've been separated for a certain period of time, is they get it confused with a sense of family versus their marriage.
So you talk about when they have kids.
Yes. Yeah. Or even the plans that you were describing earlier, where you end up with a married couple that have their own type of family unit.
Right.
That doesn't necessarily reflect the relationship between the two people involved.
So they want the family unit back. And this also relates to circles of friends, because a lot of times you're like, when we go through a breakup, you have to break up with some of your friends, or you're asking them to choose sides. It gets very messy and complicated.
Right.
But you need to remember that getting back with them may get you back with the family, whether it's the kids or your circle of friends, but you're still in that relationship that didn't work for whatever reason.
Right. A family unit is not the same as a marriage. And I'm not pro-divorce. I'm also not pro-marriage, right? I'm just pro-happiness, you know?
We are pro good relationships and happy people.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what we are pro here at the Game Over Show.
Some people get it really screwed up, though, and they stay engaged in the relationship for their kids.
Right.
But what if you're... Okay.
What does that show your kids, though?
Yeah.
Because don't your kids kind of pick up on the vibe that it's not quite working?
Kids are much smarter than you think at any age, right? Unless they're infants, and even then they can pick up on subtle stuff.
Pick up on the energy of all that crazy.
Sure.
Yeah.
What about people who have given way too much of themselves into the relationship?
Lost their sense of identity.
And they need the relationship back to recover.
Who's done that?
Yeah.
I think every lady has done that at least once, and a lot of gentlemen too.
Oh, sure. There's a lot of men who... You know, if I just do more, they'll love me. You know, so they put in more effort.
Isn't that infuriating? And you keep doing that, and you never feel like you're getting the love you need.
But then they leave, and they take everything you just put in with them.
Boo. Was that an LA boo?
That is almost. Boo.
Boo.
So the only way you can recapture your identity is if you go back to the relationship.
Right.
Otherwise, you have to do all the work in order to recapture your self-esteem again.
That sounds pretty codependent.
Well,
so it sounds like there's some codependency issues there, and you can't lose yourself in a relationship. It happens, it does. But as you move on from this relationship, find you. Don't find another relationship, because until you fix all this, you're not going to be able to be in a healthy, happy relationship.
Now, if you are really considering going back to your ex, we do have some tips.
We do,
boo. Right after this sponsor message. Our sponsor today is
Your Tango.
We like Your Tango.
We love Your Tango. We just spent time with Your Tango, and we act like Your Tango. We spent time with our friend Melanie from Your Tango while we were kids.
And we had a lot of fun. Your Tango.
Do you remember anything?
Yeah. So, it was Melanie that we saw?
Melanie remembers it.
Okay, it was Melanie that we saw. I remember that. From Your
Tango.
Got it. Head over to yourtango.com. Great love advice for all stages of relationships.
Single, dating, breakups, divorces, widowed, starting over, falling in love. Did I get them all?
Yep.
Okay.
That was a laundry list. So, what
I
if...
gotta go do the laundry. Thank you for reminding me of that.
So what about people who are seriously getting back in a relationship with their ex?
People who are really considering, I would like to reconnect with my ex, give it another go.
Why do you want him back? I think that's the first question you want to ask, is the why.
Yeah, and that goes to our talking points from before about the reasons you might be considering going back, and really pay attention to what's playing out in your head and your heart, and even in your loins. We talked about that the other day. Check into all your body parts, see which one is really rooting for this reconciliation.
Right, so the first one is why you want to go back. Mm-hmm. The second would be what's changed now versus what was before.
That will make the relationship better. Like if you think it's going to be different this time, why? Has something dramatically shifted? Have you both chosen to become who you need to be to make the relationship work? And if not, game over.
And be sure you're not addicted to that type of drama, right? I mean, so most of the time things end probably badly, otherwise they wouldn't end, right? They'd keep going because you're happy. So if you're not paying attention to the issues there, are you addicted to drama, self-sabotage,
the roller coaster,
going back because it's familiar,
all that crazy?
And I'll reiterate that sometimes it works out, right? People revisit later.
Yes.
And it can work. No?
Yes, absolutely it can. Oh, I thought you were laughing at me. It can work, but you've got to do your work. And you both have to be equally committed.
Right. Now, if this person is still the wrong person, though, I would remind that when you select the wrong person for you, even if it's your ex who's still wrong.
This is a good point.
When you select the wrong person, you're automatically, by default, not selecting the right one. So...
LA.
Boo. So if they want to move on and they're fooling themselves, what's the best way?
You know, you got to disconnect, number one, from the story. The idea of what you once had. I've talked to so many people over the years, and I've included a lot of this research in my books, about the best way to move on is not to focus on what you left behind or what's no longer here, but what do you want to do now? What are you freed up to do? Heal yourself, go back to school, have a better life, whatever piece of your life that you didn't get to have because of the relationship for whatever reason, get into that. Focus on your future, not their future with it. Because this is the thing ladies do, right? He's going to get married first, he's going to have kids first, he's going to do this. And we start going down this roller coaster.
Men do all that stuff too, where they start thinking about she's going to get with another guy, I don't know how to handle that. Like, she could do the same things with him as she did with me. No, men think that stuff.
Oh, thank you. I did not know that. Because sometimes it just seems like they move on really easily. Right? Producer Fiona's over there with me. So,
well, some men do. I don't give a shit.
So focus on your future. Disconnect from the story that no longer exists because you can rewrite a new story. Those are the first steps, I would say.
Right. And get into you. Stop concentrating on them. Get into you.
Yeah.
For sure.
And also look at the lessons you can learn from the relationship. Because the relationship didn't happen to you. I'm getting a little woo right now. Didn't happen to you. It happened for you. So what are the lessons you want to learn that are going to inform your future, that are going to make you a better partner in the next relationship, that are also going to help you choose a better partner based on the person you were with, both the good and the bad that they brought to your life?
Right. Getting through exes is very challenging, right? But sometimes the universe takes away what you think you want so that you can receive what you actually need.
Well, there you go, getting all deep. Love that.
Boo. There, I'm better now. If you have a comment, head over to facebook.com/thegameovershow. I gotta balance that shit out, right?
Dude, I can't just give you a compliment. Somebody has an issue.
Right over there. So.
Where?
But hit us up at facebook.com/thegameovershow. If we miss something, or if you have something going on and you have an issue like this, we can talk about it on the show, because we do give out street smart love advice. And it's time for Street Smart Love Advice right now. Every day on the Game Over Show.
You gotta be here during the commercial breaks.
Right, totally. Street Smart's love advice coming to you straight.
For gays.
Well, and for gays. If you have a question, head over for Fiona.
Lesbians. And transgenders.
If you have, well, we've had a lot.
For all of you.
We've had a lot of people.
We don't discriminate. That's what we're saying.
If you have a question, go to facebook.com/thegameovershow. Click on the message button. We'll get it here, and we'll keep you anonymous, dishing it out straight. So. Or gay, as it were.
I wasn't going to say it again. But.
This one comes in from A.
Hi, A.
A says, I have been with my man on and off for the last 3 years. I thought he was my soulmate. He's really great with my kids.
Yeah.
Problem is that he's 43 and still lives at home. I see him one night a week at best. He usually has to organize things around his mother. He has to organize things around his mother.
Did you say he's 43 and he lives at home and he organizes his life around his mother?
He goes to, let me just wrap this all up. She's normally in the background when I talk to him on the phone. He asks her for things, for help with things, and not me. I get along well with his mother, but the relationship is souring.
Mama's boy. Sorry.
You okay? You need a Kleenex?
I'm good.
My question is this. What do I do about this situation?
Kill the mother?
And there it is. Next question. No, seriously.
Okay, I actually could forgive and overlook the living at home part. Maybe that's temporary, but...
Well, and it's a rough economy. Shit happens, right?
But the whole mom is always in ear's reach, consulting, and it sounds like they are a little too tight for there to be room for a girlfriend.
Sounds massively codependent, right?
What he said.
So I don't know if his father is still in the figure, is a father or a father figure is still in the picture.
Yeah.
But what you're describing here is like she is looking to him to take the place of the man in her life, non-sexually, right? And he is responding to her because he's hooked in for whatever family of origin, guilt.
You said it earlier, dynamic.
Yeah.
This is a dynamic that goes way back, and you are not going to get in the middle of this. Because if you get in the middle of this, it is going to get a whole lot of ugly, and I am going to say game over. Now, the challenge is you call him your soulmate. Let me just tell you, there are a lot of soulmates out there. I actually don't believe in soulmates, but what I do believe in is great connections between two people. This is not the only one, and it sounds like he and she already have a soulmate relationship, mom and son. Not room for you. Not room for you. You
will end up... So here's where this will boil down. This is my gut reaction, A, is that it's going to boil down to you putting him in an ultimatum, right?
Oh,
you're giving him the ultimatum.
Win that.
And you'll lose every time.
You will not win that one.
Well, but she's already losing.
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
You're already feeling slighted.
With good reason, by the way.
Yeah.
Good reason. Men should love their mothers. Yes.
Right.
Be codependent with their mothers? No.
Not so much.
No.
So I guess our advice is to we're saying game over. Yeah. So, but your the question she asked is the most important. What can you do about this situation?
You cannot
Nothing.
change that situation.
No.
The only thing you can change is your relationship status.
That's right. So talk to him about it straight. Be prepared for the reaction of him saying there is no problem at all. And then
he's not going to see a problem probably with
no. Well, it's at 43.
It works for him.
Sure.
He's probably still doing his laundry.
Yeah. No. Oh my God. Okay. And by the way, you don't want a guy like that anyway, because if he ever broke the ties with his mother, he'd immediately attach his umbilical cord to you. Okay? So unless you want a child.
Well said.
You know? Boo. No. Done. All right. This comes in from G. G is a man.
Hi, G.
All right. And he says, here's something I don't understand. The person says, I didn't feel a spark or any chemistry on our first date. This is what he's hearing.
Okay.
I didn't feel any chemistry or a spark on our first date, so no more dates, no contact. Everybody's nervous on a first date, even if there have been texts and email and phone conversations before the big event. Sounds like he's online dating. Mm-hmm. I always want to follow on dates so that I can find out more about the person, so that I can feel the spark on
Can I take this for a minute?
Yeah, please do. Why do some people give up so soon is his question.
So let me just say, G, I would imagine that you are a great guy. I would imagine he's a nice guy.
It sounds
I would
like
imagine you are not a bad boy, which is good fucking news. Here's the bad news. You might be attracting some ladies who can't appreciate a good man.
There it is. I concur.
Boo! So what's the solution to this?
Well, you got to kind of reframe who you're attracted to.
Yes.
I mean, I would bet that you're coming at this from a very logical place. Mm-hmm. You know, the way your writing is laid out is that you're a little on the left brain side, mm-hmm. which is great.
Love
and you're
that.
a lot more analytical than a lot of these guys who are sitting online dating.
And probably not being very aggressive on the first date,
right.
which may confuse women who are used to being pursued. I'm not saying you change your ways.
Right.
I'm saying you change who you attract.
Sure. Well, and you're letting things develop, right? You're seeing
Which is
where
great,
things go.
Because, Charles...
because things develop over time.
People reveal themselves slowly over time. He's already drunk, so he doesn't need to drink. But
why am I always the resident drunk? Oh wait, because I am. Thanks.
So let me give you a frame of reference for this, so you can understand. My husband would fall into this category when he was single. And I remember on our second date, what hooked me, and so I know there's women out there who will appreciate your style of guy, is he said to me, I've always been too nice for the naughty girls and too naughty for the nice girls. And I was like, sign me up. Sign me up. I am so that middle ground. I'm so that girl. So there are going to be women out there who are going to appreciate his approach, who are going to let the chemistry build as it naturally should rather than glomming onto somebody on the first date and dry humping their leg or something.
Ew.
Yeah.
So I guess what we're recommending is kind of check out who you're getting attracted to. I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of contact prior to the date. Find out who you're being attracted to and if there's something there that can shift. And also, don't change your dating style. Don't sacrifice and settle for some second best experience. You're going to find...
Be fabulous you.
Yeah.
The right lady will get it.
They will absolutely get it. And feel free to steal her husband's line, right?
Oh, it's a good one. I was
Say it again.
I've always been too nice for the naughty girls and too naughty for the nice ones.
There it is.
Sold me on date 2.
There it is.
Sold me. And we had one peck kiss, nothing. And I was sold.
What's a peck kiss?
I know. You've never had one in your entire life.
Oh, no. I was actually, when I was dating, I was the complete opposite of G.
Do we need to get into your story?
This next question comes in from B.
Hi, B.
Hi, B.
These are new initials. I like this. Hi, B.
So, B says, I recently, and I'm going to summarize because this was a long message. B says, I recently broke up with my 21-year-old boyfriend. I'm 19. We were together for over a year. So, B, if you're watching, I'm summarizing just a little bit. She went off to college in September. Long story short is that they weren't connected and she felt unappreciated. But when she went off to college, they ended up in a long-distance relationship.
Oh, okay. Got it.
She ended up kissing somebody else.
As it happens at college.
But she felt a lot of guilt.
Of course.
So she told her boyfriend. And he forgave her.
Oh, okay.
As long as she didn't do it again.
Oh, did she do it again?
She did it again.
Okay.
And now...
I'm reliving college all over again.
Now they've broken up.
Okay.
And now she wants him back.
Game over.
Game over for who?
Both. Listen. College is the time to have fun, to play around, to kiss a lot of frogs on the way to kissing someone who's less of a frog. Eventually,
because princes don't live in swamps, right?
No, but here's the deal. I don't actually believe in princes. That's why I'm not leading to the prince analogy. But
ribbit. Excuse me.
So, having said that, why would you want to consistently get back together with someone who's far away that you know you're going to cheat on? And even if it's just kissing, lady, you're young and in college, have fun. Kiss all those boys.
Sure.
Enjoy.
And here's the reality. Okay, so here's your reality check.
That wasn't a reality check?
That was definitely. But I'm talking about her feelings now. Not only the situation physically and where she's at in life, but if you were truly into this guy and felt appreciated, because that was the call out for me at the beginning of your message, is that you guys had problems before you went away, so you already felt unappreciated. Right. You wouldn't be tempted to kiss anybody else. You would just...
She might just be drunk and be feeling appreciated in the moment. I can relate to that.
But if that's the case, then be true to yourself and don't be in a relationship.
Have fun.
But then she won't feel like shit.
Sorry. Okay.
No, but you won't feel like shit if you
yes,
get out of your relationship.
Take out the guilt.
Yeah.
Remove the guilt. Remove the not feeling appreciated. Kiss a lot of boys.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you're not in a relationship and falling in love every couple of minutes, a.k.a. Taylor Swift.
Oh, we couldn't go one show without you bringing up Taylor!
If you have a question, head over to facebook.com/thegameovershow. We'll bring it on here. And if you've received advice from us, please follow up.
We want to know how you're doing and if the street smart approach is working for you.
Speaking of Tiger and Arnie,
tomorrow's show. This is a show we've been talking about for quite a while.
Yeah. Can powerful men be faithful? Find out tomorrow.
He says doubtfully.
I don't say anything.
Boo.
Boo? Until tomorrow, this has been the Game Over Show. I'm Charles J. Orlando.
And I'm Lisa Stedman.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Boo.